come on, get in here. Well, usually I don't do talking videos, but there's a topic that I do want to discuss. It has been on my mind for a while, and I think that somebody just might need to hear it. So if it resonates with you, be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe. Yeah, do how you feel. I'm just hoping that this, resonates with someone. So being in the, I don't want to say spiritual community, because I wouldn't say that I'm a part of a spiritual community. I was at one point in time, and then I noticed that it started to get just as judgmental, but the opposite of how it started. So, when it first became the community on different social media platforms with different individuals who started their spiritual journey, who studied the occult, who were not religious, they used to complain a lot and say, well, Christians are like this and Christians are so judgmental and they feel like it's their way or no way. And now I find the spiritual community does the same. They have gotten to the point where they like to be judgmental, point fingers at anybody who is not living their life the way they are. If you're not meditating all the time, if you're not constantly posting things about different realms or different realities, then they like to judge you. They like to throw names out there. Like, I know one is Hylic. I know somebody uses that word often. They'll even call you an NPC, or you're not real because you're not one of us. So, we got this little clique, this community, and if you're not one of us, then we're going to treat you like an outsider. So, as I was scrolling down Facebook, I was going to say strolling, my bad. After I was scrolling down Facebook, I came upon this meme, this post, and it said something to the effect of, we're no longer going to create experiences with karmic people. We are creating our own reality with people who are in our new frequency, and everything that happened in our old frequency, we're releasing and we're letting go. So I decided to make a video to address that. And the first thing that I want to address on that is this. I don't think there is anybody on this plane of existence, whether you are with the spiritual community, whether you are, just walking in your divine purpose, it's just you. You don't need a crowd, likes, whether you are a Christian, whatever your belief system may be. I don't think anybody consciously say, I'm going to create a bad relationship. I think you meet people where you are. I do 100% believe you meet people in your frequency. I do believe that, you can create a reality for yourself consciously. But my thing is this, and this comes from a personal situation, personal experiences that I've seen, but I have noticed it can be someone who was in a relationship with someone else in their past. So of course that would be a past relationship. It had a lot of trauma, a lot of ups and downs, It can be domestic abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. All of these things happened in that relationship, whether you guys were doing it to each other, whether it was one-sided. Now, do I think you consciously created that situation? That's the first thing I'm going to address. No, I don't. If you believe that everything in life happens for a reason, or you're like me and you believe that this life is free will, and you have free will to do as thy will. You may say, and a lot of us, if we entered a relationship in our 20s, right, before we even had knowledge of self, before we started to grow, before we even knew that this life was a spiritual journey, before we even knew that we were not just our flesh and blood, right? We attracted ourselves to people who were on our level at that time. And I personally believe that, we grow in those relationships. I had a horrible 17-year relationship. And I mean, there were some good things in it because we did try for 17 years, but overall there was a lot of lessons that had to be learned. And I'm a person, I'm kind of stubborn, so I believe, well, I spent all these years in this relationship and all this time, and kids were created in this relationship. I'm going to try to stick it out and wait for our happily ever after. And sometimes the happily ever after never comes with that person. But I don't think it's fair to look at that relationship as of where I was at 20 when I met this person 17 years ago as the person that I am now. Now I'm aware of a lot of different things. I'm still growing. I'm not perfect. I'm not one of those who just say, yeah, I'm perfect now. So anything or anybody that's not doing what I do, then they're not perfect. I do not like those type of thinkers. So I'm not at all saying that, but I am saying, of course, any relationship that I enter now, at this age that I am now, if I enter a relationship with a 20-year-old, it's going to be completely different than if I enter this relationship with a 50-year-old. I hope you guys are following me. That 50-year-old has more life experience. They've probably got burnt out of being what we call toxic, or, they did their growing pains in a previous relationship. So I can't judge the person that I was with at 20 versus this 50-year-old that I've gotten with. It just doesn't make sense. They're on completely different levels. I can't even compare myself in my 30s to someone in their 50s. Life teaches us things. Life takes things out of us, and it also pours things into us. So with that being said, I feel as if you shouldn't judge your past relationships on who you are now, because a lot of times when people do that, they forget to mention the person that they were in those past relationships. I know someone who just recently got engaged, and it's supposed to be a great time, a celebration, and I was following their YouTube channel, and you can hear them on their YouTube channel. They'll say things like, yeah, I just got engaged. Now I'm not messing with any more 304s. All those karmic people in my past, they're jealous right now. They're mad because I'm in this new relationship. This person taught me that all people aren't the same, and XYZ. And that's also what made me say, well, yeah, it was the post initially, but then it was also and these is from people that claim to be the most spiritual people ever. Like, these are supposedly some of the most spiritual people on that side of the internet, which I'm also pulling away from. And yeah, I just decided to come and speak on that and let you know, if you were in your 20s, in your early 30s, and you were cursing this person out, of course they would probably come back, excuse me, with an insult. You know, if you were not financially stable and you guys were homeless together and you guys were living in an abandoned apartment, they couldn't be that same support system to you that now in your new relationship, now you're in your 40s or 50s, and now you guys are stable, you guys are, you know, building with each other and everything is on solid ground. How can you compare that to a relationship where you weren't even the same person in? And so I just want to let people know, you know, give yourself grace for the times when you didn't know, or you'll always be, you know, judging your past as if it was something that happened to you instead of something that you were a willing participant in. Because there's no way, if you were the same person that you claim to be today, back then, you wouldn't have even experienced those things for so long, because you wouldn't have been on that frequency, you know? So yeah, and another thing is, within this post, something else that triggered me was someone made a comment and they said, you know, I'm all for creating a new reality, but my ex said that they created a new reality because they are with a new woman and they completely cut their child off. They stopped paying child support, they blocked the mother, they blocked the child, and they said because they don't belong in their new reality. And one of the elder women, she was in her 50s, she responded and said, well, you have to understand, we all live on the same plane, but we don't all live in the same reality. So some people will not be able to connect to you in your new reality. And, you know, I really felt some type of way about that. As far as adults, like I said, you have free will. You know, I'm pretty sure if you were with a guy who would possibly cut their child off for a new relationship, sometimes you would never know, but sometimes there were signs there. They probably had children before that they didn't contact when they were with you, or they didn't claim or send child support to, and then you thought maybe you were special and they would never do you and your child like that, and all it took was a new situation for them to do the same thing to you, you know. But you live and you learn. I'm giggling because, y'all, trust me, it happens. And, you know, I felt like that's another thing. We cannot go into spirituality feeling as if, oh, everything that we did in the past, it just don't matter. You know, because I know I'm a child of the Most High. I know I've read all these books. I've watched all these YouTube videos. I have everybody agreeing with me on social media that it doesn't matter what I did in my past. It doesn't matter who I hurt in my past. It doesn't matter if I had children that I don't take care of, because now I'm on my spiritual journey. No, it does matter. It matters if you offended someone in your past and you have the opportunity to. I say apologize. If they come to you and they were like, you know what, I see that you changed, you're on a different path, you know, you're on a different wavelength. But man, when we were together, you really broke me. You really had me feeling so low. You know, from that relationship, there's things you said, there's things you did. You know, there was abuse that was inflicted on me, that caused trauma in my life that I have to heal from. And I just want to let you know that it affected me. It's not for you to say, I'm not on the same reality as that anymore. I don't care. You know, I had those children in my past reality. I'm moving forward, so it's no longer my responsibility, those children, because now I'm moving forward. And as crazy as it sounds, you guys, I am not making this up. I am not making this up. This is actually something that I read and I saw on social media, Facebook, yesterday. This conversation was being had in the inbox. And the crazy thing is, the woman that spoke on it was getting the backlash. You know, she spoke and she said, yeah, I'm all for creating realities. You know, but I was in a relationship with this guy and we had a child together, and now that he's on his spiritual path, he said that, you know, everything in his past is no longer a part of his new reality. Therefore, he's not liable to deal with it. He doesn't have to talk to the child anymore. He doesn't have to do anything for the child anymore because it don't align with his new path. And there were people, you guys, and I mean there were people in their 50s. I actually looked at this woman's profile and saw that this lady was in her 50s, supposedly been on her spiritual journey for some time now. And she replied to this woman and told her, yeah, because that's how life works. We create our own realities, and people in our new realities can't come to the next reality with you. And so the mother replied and she said, so you're telling me that just because someone created a new reality, that means leave their children behind? And you know what she told that woman? You need to heal. Which is true. Because if she was putting it on Facebook, then that means that she does. So I came here, and this one may be a little, a little bouncy, a little all over the place, and I don't mean for it to be like that at all, y'all. I just had to get this off my chest. I'm going to get better with it. I'm just now starting this channel, so if you guys are here rocking with me, please be patient. I'm going to get better with the videos. I'm going to get better with the uploads. I'm going to get better with the voiceovers, because this is actually my very first voiceover. Usually I'll just sit at the camera and place it against something and talk. Because like I said, I don't really like talking in front of the camera. I don't know. I'm like a behind the scenes type of person. I'm a writer, a poet, everything. So it's more mental with me. But yeah, I just felt like this is something that I had to be vocal about, and I hope this finds someone on either end of the spectrum. If it's someone who has been put down or let down or done wrong by someone who you're seeing getting all this praise on social media for being a spiritual guru. They always have the right quotes. They always have just to let you know, social media is only a portion of what a person really is. Everybody on social media is going to want to show only the best of them. I know some people, if they're going through, they won't even post on social media until they're in a good mood. Because nowadays, social media has become a place of just judges and lawyers and doctors, and everybody wants an input on what you're going through. So if you was to put out there, like this woman did, yeah, I understand, we create our own reality, but dang, I think that's messed up. The way my child's father is a part of this community, and everybody is just uplifting him for creating his new reality, but he's leaving our child behind. I get no more support for the child. The child tries to call and reach out to her father, and he blocked her number because it don't align with his new reality, with his new partner. And I just want anybody to know, if they're going through that judgmental phase of someone who's supposed to be on their spiritual path, or like they call themselves a child of the Most High, I want you all to know that all of us don't think like that. Everyone who are quote unquote woke or awake or on their spiritual path, or identify with being a macrocosm of the microcosm, a microcosm of the macrocosm, all of these things that we like to identify with, that puts us on another level than others. Everyone is not on that same type of time, basically, who is in the spiritual community. Everyone doesn't think that it's okay to judge. You go through that stage, of course, but then you begin to learn everybody is on their own journey at their own time. And if you're judging someone, then somewhere on their journey, I don't think you're as pure as you claim to be. Because now social media isn't even a safe spot where you can get up there, and vent and post. I'm not feeling well. I feel betrayed. I feel hurt. The first thing they'll come and tell you, you need to heal. You need to stop putting your business out there. Things like that. And I feel like, sometimes people do need a safe space to heal. What if someone doesn't have friends? I saw a post once that said, when y'all be praying or crying on social media, what y'all want us to do? Like it? Sometimes that's people's only outlet. Even if you don't like it, sending positive love, positive vibrations, maybe a prayer hand or two underneath their comments, maybe that will help them. Somebody hurt me. Somebody sympathizes with me, empathizes with me. And if you're one of those who's listening who do feel like, yeah, maybe I had a baby with someone 10 years ago, but, they're not on their spiritual journey, or they made me mad 3 years ago, so I cut them off and I cut the child off too, but now I'm on my spiritual journey. No matter how many people uphold you on that, no matter how many people give you a pat on the back and be like, well, that's okay, that's right, son or daughter, you're doing the right thing. I'm telling you, if you really go within yourself, and you'll know that child has nothing to do with that. And if you really want to be the bigger person, mend things with the mom or the dad. Apologize. Sometimes things can be mended with a simple conversation and everything can be over. But if you're fueling something and you're knowing that you're doing something wrong, but you have validation backed up by your peers, and these are peers of the spiritual community, how can you guys go and be so judgmental when I know a lot of people, they got converted into spirituality because they were trying to get converted away from religion, They're like, yeah, this ain't working for me. Yeah, these people are too judgmental. I see them in the church preaching about X, Y, Z, and then they go home and they live this type of life. That's life, that's people. So yeah, I hope this message was, good to someone. I hope it resonates, like I said. I hope I didn't waste too much of you guys' time, but I did feel the need to come here and speak on those things. My dogs are going crazy right now. Children are walking in. So I'm just going to end this here. And y'all tell me how I did on my first voiceover video type thing. So if you're watching this, give me a thumbs up. Leave a message in my comments like, yeah, I feel that, I agree, or I disagree. I'm definitely not above reproach. All right, talk to you guys later.